You feel it in the silence after they leave. The echo of their presence still clings to the walls, like perfume on a ghost. Your chest is hollow, not because they're gone, but because some part of you believed they were the missing piece. You told yourself it was love, but it felt more like gravity, like falling into someone and hoping they'd catch the parts of you never learned to hold. You were certain they completed you, and now that they're gone, what does that make you? Alone, incomplete, half of a sentence, cut off mid-breath. But here's the truth you never dared whisper. That need you called love. It wasn't love. It was a hunger, a longing, a beautiful lie dressed in warmth and kisses. And now, the illusion is cracking. You've been taught to chase the feeling of being chosen, as if someone else's desire is proof you exist. But underneath that craving is a quieter desperation. You don't want love. You want relief from the ache of being alone with yourself. You scroll, you search, you fantasize, not just about them, but about what they'll fix in you. The loneliness, the doubt, the feeling that you're not enough on your own. You tell yourself it's romantic, to find your other half. But that story only makes sense if you believe you're half a person to begin with. So you cling, and you call it love. But deep down, you're terrified that if you stopped needing someone, no one would ever come. And without that need, who are you even for? Erich Fromm saw through this lie long before you were ever handed it. He wrote, "Love is not the result of a need for another human being. It is the expression of one's capacity to love." You weren't supposed to find someone to complete you. You were supposed to become someone whole enough to give. But that idea terrifies the modern soul, because it means love isn't something that happens to you. It's something you build, something you are. Fromm called most love in society a form of mutual egotism, two people using each other to avoid confronting themselves. Dependency, disguised as romance. He didn't preach isolation, he preached integration. That unless you've learned to be alone, utterly alone, you will mistake the clinging ache of dependency for the sacred act of love, and you will keep calling the hunger connection while starving. You've seen it in every movie, every love song, every whispered fantasy. Two halves finally finding each other. He completes me. She's the one. Soulmates, twin flames, fated lovers. The myth is everywhere, and it's beautiful until it breaks you. Because when you believe someone is meant to complete you, what happens when they don't? You begin to mold yourself into what they might complete. You shrink. You perform. You sacrifice your truth for the illusion of unity. You become addicted to being needed and terrified of being abandoned. Every silence becomes a threat. Every argument, a fracture in your identity. You don't fall in love. You fall into orbit, gravitating around someone else's gravity because you never learned to generate your own. And the culture rewards this. It sells you weddings, promises, fairy tales, but it never teaches you how to sit in a room alone and not crumble. Because if it did, you might stop looking for someone to save you and start wondering who you are without the story. Here's the truth. If you believe someone else will complete you, you have already abandoned yourself. Real love doesn't arrive to fill you. It overflows from you. And anything less than that is not love. It's a transaction of wounds. Two people trading validation for temporary relief. Fromm said, "Immature love says, 'I love you because I need you.' Mature love says, 'I need you because I love you.'" Most people never reach this. They confuse merging with intimacy. They confuse fusion with depth. They want to dissolve into someone else because they've never made peace with who they are. But here's the psychological wound behind it all. To need someone to complete you is to declare in silence that you were never worthy whole. And as long as you chase that kind of love, you will keep losing pieces of yourself to the fantasy of being found. Stay in the illusion, and your life becomes a cycle of almosts. Almost loved, almost seen, almost safe. You'll keep meeting people who reflect the emptiness back to you, mirrors that only show your cracks. You'll confuse butterflies with danger, anxiety with passion, and neediness with devotion. And each time it ends, you'll wonder what's wrong with you, why you're too much for some, not enough for others. But the real tragedy, it's not that they keep leaving, it's that you keep vanishing first, piece by piece, bending, shrinking, offering up parts of your soul in hopes of being kept. You will not be loved for who you are. You'll be tolerated for who you pretend to be. And eventually, even that version will become too heavy to carry. Until one day, you're lying next to someone who says they love you, and you realize they don't even know you, because you never let them, because you never knew yourself. So ask yourself, have you ever felt more alive in their presence, because you felt dead without them? Have you mistaken their attention for evidence that you exist? Do you collapse into someone, hoping they'll carry the weight of everything you refuse to feel alone? How many times have you said, "This time it's real," when it was just the same story with a different face? What if you're not chasing love? What if you're running from yourself? And what would happen if for once you stopped? No more searching, no more fixing, no more sculpting yourself into something palatable just to be loved. What would it feel like to stand whole and offer love as a gift, not a plea? You were never meant to be completed. You were meant to become. Love is not two halves colliding. It's two wholenesses, standing side by side, needing nothing, but choosing everything. And if you cannot sit in the stillness of your own company, you will turn every relationship into a rescue mission. Fromm warned us, to be capable of love, one must first become a mature person. So the work isn't finding the right person. The work is becoming the kind of person who no longer needs to be found. Because when love is no longer the cure, it becomes the celebration. And when you stop needing someone to save you, you finally become someone worth meeting. If this video triggered something in you, subscribe. There's more to come.